the spiritual media.
Do you believe that, Melody?
No, I definitely don't.
When you're sad, I do feel for you. I once had love for you. Although you've done a whole bunch of evil things, you have a dark soul. But I still don't. But I still don't. I hate you. You was like, oh, you gonna be my enemy.
Where have you been?
I always feel like divine timing. That's if you let God be God and do your part, but then back up and let God do the rest, everything happens when it's supposed to, how it's supposed to, and that's what I was on. At times, I ain't gonna lie, I was wondering, I was like, why they ain't got him yet?
Damn,
Well, then, if
Tisha.
that's the case, you should.
Martell going to jail, I don't agree with it.
Why you don't agree with it?
Leave my daddy alone!
I don't agree with sending someone to jail, especially
If it can be resolved.
if it can be resolved. I think as us, as a African American community, black men
Yeah,
going to jail,
yeah. It makes sense.
I just don't agree with that. Y'all have kids. I feel like if something can be resolved, you should not send your ex to jail.
I'm tired of hearing you saying that.
Be yourself. See? You may be looking at your husband, but look back now at yourself. Because it's how you handle things that show you who you are. So you could be home saying that no good nigga, so and so and so and so, and I'll never forgive him. Well, that's you. And what kind of heart have you got now? Well, I can blame him because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have this hard heart. See, but the scripture says it's not what goes in that defiles the person. It's what comes out.
I have to hold the mic in my hand. Sorry about that. I thought that it was going to come in today, but they went ahead and postponed it all the way till the 18th. So how are my truth tellers doing? Hope you guys are doing great. I hope you guys really, got into the little clip that I went ahead and played. But as you can see right here, I usually does not come on at 3:15, but this right here, I am ready. This is what I call demon time. Okay. So like I said, bring it. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link for this as she say, I guess she's a young woman. I'm gonna drop the link. So if you want to come up and whatever you have to tell me, go ahead and tell it. Tell it to me right here. Okay. You don't have to sit there and make up any clips and talk about me. Tell it to my face because what I say, trust me, I ain't changing what I say. I went on and I thought I didn't read the comments. I just read the little screenshot, with my face on it and talk about my son. So I'm thinking that they talking about me, okay? Not knowing that she was trying to attach me to Anthony. But the thing about it, if you are booked and busy and you on your vacation during kids' school time, I thought the kids was in school. This time kids should be in school and you on a vacation, make it make sense. Make it make sense, guys. So again, guys, welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and nine bias. Let me see if I can go ahead and put up the copyright disclaimer. The copyright disclaimer is under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. And again, guys, make sure you go ahead and hit like, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. And I see with all this drama that's going on, yes, I had reached almost 200 subscribers that came on. Like I said there and say, people, you have to realize what these people do. People love to stir up drama. But like I say, with or without, I'm still going to do what I do because this right here is my ministry. And if you want to come and talk to me, don't make all these videos. Come and talk to me. And they wants to sit there and call me out, call me old, call me this, but you wish that you do look like I do at the age of 58. Let me see how you look behind those computers. Let me look. Let us see how you look behind those computers because no face, no case. No face, no case. And that's real talk. Okay. So let me go ahead and welcome the ones that came in and comment, guys. Thank you for coming in. I see Starbucks Lover. She says, welcome to Truth Tellers. Yes, we are truth tellers. We are grown folks. We eat meat. We ain't got time to tickle nobody's ears. We ain't got time to pacify anyone. Like I say, I don't know these people from a can of paint. I didn't know what's going on. I was reading my book last night, and all of a sudden I got an email with my face on it. And then the thing about it, I didn't know it was Melody. Melody went way back into the archives. That's just to show you she got too much time on her hands. Like I said, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. Too much time on her hand to go way back to the first videos that I made to pull up a picture when all she had to do is just pull any picture up because I don't hide behind a computer. If I got to say something, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I'm not ashamed the way I look, honey, because like I said, you wish you better hope that you look like I look. You better hope because, like I said, your hair is falling out. Your edges is way. You don't have no edges. Your hair is far to the back, and what you was curling and twirling, I don't know what the heck that was. Okay, I could take my braids out right now, and honey, my hair and my edges are still intact. Like I said, this girl got too much time on her hand. Her kids should be in school, and she howling she's on a vacation. This is school time. The kids are in school. And she on a vacation, got some other woman taking care of her kids. Don't have me to pull up some more clips. Trust me. I can pull up a lot of clips. Matter of fact, I will. Okay. I got time today. So let me go ahead and welcome my people that's coming in. Also Starbucks says, please hit the thumbs up button as you make your way in. Hi, Mildred. Thank you for coming in. New Orleans. Who that? Talking about beat no saints. Let me see if I can raise myself up a little bit. Yes, Mildred Morris. Yes, indeed. My girl, country girl, queener. She says, good afternoon, unapologetic, real talk, and the truth tellers. And that's what it is in here. We are unapologetic. We are grown folks. We ain't got time to sit there and pacify these people that wants to be computer thugs, then want to go out there and make some videos, and then wants to talk about me. Look, the floor is open. I dropped the link. So if you want to come in, let me see if the link is here. Let me see if my link, drop the link. And then she said that say, oh, I ain't coming on your page. Well, if you ain't coming on my page, then don't make no videos about me. And first of all, I can show you my health is very well. My doctor called me while I was on my live and told me she never seen anyone that got a good report like I do. I do not take any medication. I had one medication that I was taking, which I can go ahead and sue you for defamation of character. Because you're going to have to prove that I have high blood pressure. You're going to have to prove the symptoms, the diagnosis that you diagnosed me on the channel. But I'm not going to give her no win. But like I said, I had one medication that I was taking, and that was thyroid a sudden. And once I got my thyroids removed, I don't take any medication. The only medication that I take, and that's vitamins, multivitamins a day. Okay, that's all I take. Okay, and that's real talk. And I will put it on anything that I like. I love. Okay, so let's go and read some more of the comments. Okay, Country Girl also says, yes, guys, go ahead and hit share, comment, and share these videos. I'll be listening for a few minutes. Just got home for running errands. Okay, thank you very much, Country Girl. Thank you. Thank you for your support and everything. My girl Tina Love is in the house. She says, hey, Country Girl, I'm not missing this one. I am on time. Yes, indeed. He's an on time God. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Tina loves a matter of fact, let's get Mikey and snacks. Yes, indeed. Your hope is in the house. She says, Lady D, Mize in chat. And also Miss Wu, my girl, Miss Wu, she says, real talk and chat. And then the thing about it, the first thing they want to call me is Bible toting. Call me Bible toting. I don't sit there read the Bible, okay? I sit there and I fulfill scriptures because the word of God is in me. The living word of God is in me. And I do not cuss a person because a person, like I said there and say, I'm going to call you a MF, I'm going to call you a B, we're going to do a tick for a tack. I don't do it. I don't do that. And then you want to sit there and you want to use God's word and talking about cursing kids and all this other stuff. Like I said, you don't want me to start pulling out scriptures. If you want me to pull out scriptures and see how it works in the Bible, that you want to say that God is a loving God, is a serving God, the Most High God, also the God of wrath, okay? The God of wrath. And that's why we got generation of curses, because sometimes it may not come on you, but it'll come to something that you love the most. If you love money, if you love your children the most, whatever you love, it's going to get you whatever you love the most. And that's real talk. Some of you guys might catch this by tomorrow. And if you want me to go ahead and pull some scriptures regarding to all that, I most definitely will. Okay. So miss me with the BS. Okay. Don't sit there and try to call out my spirituality. First of all, you don't even know the word. You don't even know the word, because if you knew the word, you know when you open your mouth, you are the living word, okay? So don't start me to preaching. I might preach tomorrow, but I don't feel like preaching today. So come on and let me reel it back in, okay? So Mildred says, yes, guys, go ahead and hit that like button. Also, Tina Love says, I honestly feel Mel is plotting against Stormy due her upcoming event, trying to distract. She always do that. Mel always do something like that. And like I say, all this right here to me is my opinion. And let me make sure that I go ahead and put it up, because these people, like I said, if you don't have no thick skin, why are you here? Make it make sense. Nowhere in the world that I'm going to sign up for something and knowing that, I don't have no thick skin, make it make sense. And one thing when it comes to Melody, she does not deserve, and we're going to talk about that, the Mother of the Year award. If anybody deserved the Mother of the Year award, it should be Ariane Curry. It should be Ariane Curry, because Ariane Curry is taking care of her kids and taking care of Melody's kids, while Melody is on some type of vacation. This is school time. These kids are in school. In Alabama, those kids are in school, or wherever they are. Kids are in school, but she's on a vacation. She should be at our house making peanut butter sandwich, making sure that she send her children off. But where's she at? She's sitting there somewhere, must be. And all this right here is entertainment purpose only. It is my opinion. Okay, so let me go ahead and put this out, because we got these people, they ain't got no tough skin. They want to come on these reality shows and sign up their name on the dotted line. And when people don't paint the picture the way that they want to paint it, then they want to sit there and they want to come after you. Make it make sense, okay? Make it make sense. So let me see if I can go ahead and pull up a ledge. So all this right here is a ledge, okay? To me, it is for entertainment purpose only, okay? You air it out. You are free game. All this right here is a ledge. Like I said, if you can't stand the heat, then you get out of the kitchen. No, makes no sense for you sitting there jumping from channel to channel and doxing people and putting people picture up. What you so busy and bothered for? What you bothered for? Just like Tina said there and say, you are sitting there, you upset because the minute when Stormy goes on TikTok less than a few hours. Stormy making $1 million or maybe more. And you sitting there, you out there trying to stir up some mess in order to push out your product. Make it make sense. And then the thing about it, when I had got that email, all I saw was the sun because I don't know what's going on. I don't be checking for these people. Once I say what I need to say, I bounce, I move. So I didn't know something was going on between Anthony and Melody and all. I didn't know. All I saw is a son. So I'm thinking that, oh, they talking about my son. And I know my kids, are very, very successful. Okay. Very successful, working for the United States of America. Okay. All of them, every last one of them. So when they said son, I'm thinking they talking about my sons because I got 2 sons. Found out, she was calling me Bernice and saying that Anthony is my son, which I take that honor. Anthony, I take that honor because you are very handsome, bright, intelligent, and you striking a nerve. You must be striking a nerve because a hit dog is going to go ahead and hollow, okay? So let me go ahead and read some more of the comments. Okay. Starbucks said, I love peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That's what she should be doing. She should be sitting there making peanut butter sandwich for her kids. But what she got? She got Ariane doing that. Like I say, you can build a house, you can furnish the house, but that does not mean that you can rest in that house. Somebody else gonna rest in that house. And that's why Melody is being unraveled. Melody is unraveled because everything that she touched, somebody else get to reap the harvest. Somebody else reap the harvest. And that's what you call generational curses. You need to sit there and you need to take accountability of the things that she do. So speaking of accountability, let's go ahead and play this right here.
And if
That's not true. Don't dare do that. I never.
how can my children gather that? Because Melody implanted that.
That's not true. Don't dare do that. I defend you more than I do anything
has
else.
Told me, Daddy, Mommy told me you have a girlfriend. Daddy, Mommy told me that you were out with this girl. I'm like why is Mommy telling you this?
So let's stop it right here. Most of all the stuff, according to what we have observed from the reality shows and what they put out, one thing about me, I do not go and look for these people's personal business. I don't have the docs. I don't have the stalk. That's the type of stuff that they do. That's why now they are trying to clean up their channels because they know they were out there bullying. They know they were out there stalking. And also when it comes to this CC Empress Radio, I think that's what her name, Empress Radio. Now I'm starting to see what she's doing. At first, I didn't understand what Empress, and I might be pronouncing the name wrong because I don't go on these people's channel. But she's the one that I had sat there, I had, came for her as well. But the Most High God had revealed to me what Empress Radio is doing. And I might be pronouncing her name, guys. That's the one that has the baby, okay? But what she's doing is she's recording everything because in the Bible, God always have someone that's going to record. And what I'm trying to say is that he always going to have his messenger. So I'm going to look at Empress Radio as God's messenger. That's how I see it in the spirit. I see it as God's messenger because people have been erasing and deleting a lot of the videos because they know that they don't want to get caught up in that mess. But when it comes to Empress Radio, that's how I see it in the spirit, that she's records everything. She be on the scene of everything. So in a minute something come out, I don't care if it's on these ones that on these reality shows or content creators, she gonna get a clip of something and she's going to analyze it. But that's what you call keeping records. So that's what she's doing. So okay, we're going to sit there and we see exactly what Empress Radio is doing, because half of these bloggers that's been stalking and harassing people, and now they're trying to clean up their mess. But when it comes to Empress Radio, she got a log of everything. That's how she was able to find out the stuff that when it came to Melody's mom, Big Bag Van, the one that sit on Martell's couch and was waiting for Martell to bring some food for her and her daughter while they was sitting on their butt trying to figure out how they was going to sit there and come up off of this black man's back. But like I said there and say, even Miss Marlene said they trying to kill her child. Yeah, they was trying to unalive her child because they knew that the only way that they can come up, and that was off the back of Martell. So let's go ahead and play some more. But this little small clip that I'm showing you guys right here is showing you that Melody, most of the stuff that was out there, according to Tisha, according to Martell, Melody put it out herself. Melody put all that stuff out herself. That's just how they played her, because they know anything that Melody will get her hands on, she's going to sit there, she's going to run to social media, because she's looking for something to bite on, like a dog in heat. That's what she act, like a dog in heat, because she's so fascinated and she's so thirsty when it comes to fame. Okay, so it's sad. It's sad when you put your own children in the mix of it. Who would put their own children in the mix of it? So let's go ahead and play it back, okay?
Girlfriend, Daddy, Mommy told me that you were out with this girl. I'm like why is Mommy telling you this?
Do your kids know about the other woman and your other son?
Melody's told them both things, the child
So if
and the
that's
other
accurate,
woman.
so let me say this. If that
Is
is
it not?
accurate, I'm about to. If I told my children that you had a child, whenever we pulled up to West End Grill a few weeks ago, while you were there with your baby mama and your child, and my kids were crying, and I had to calm
Why
them
did you
down.
drive over there?
I can paint the whole.
pathetic.
What Melody? Oh, was Martell wrong? Why was you driving your kids? Why did you pull your kids out of the bed to go and spy on their dad? See, like I said there and say, guys, see, y'all don't want to be critical thinkers, because you guys are so fixated in Melody with her lies. Why would Melody, and Melody is a school teacher, why would Melody get her babies out of the bed to go and spy on their father with another woman? Make it make sense. You can't justify that, because you cannot put children in the middle of that, because children sponges off of all that. And you guys sitting there saying kids are off limits, but Melody put her kids in it. And you wondering why the judge had ordered them that the kids cannot come on that show. And you all are saying, oh, that's unfair. That's unfair. No, it's because of Melody, not Martell. So let's go ahead and play some more.
Picture for now, you're pathetic, because
No.
here's the thing, I don't have to protect your life. The next thing I knew, my daughter Mariah had her window down and her body was out saying, "Get away from my dad!
That's
Get away
unhinged.
from my father!" So by the
Look, even Miss Wanda, and they want to call Miss Wanda out. Miss Wanda even looking at it as ridiculous. Carlos got his mouth open, because no way in the world this child should have saw stuff like that. No way in the world. A good mother is going to protect their kids from toxic stuff like this. And I know you guys not ready for this, because you guys sitting there, you're just so, like I say, you're so into what Melody been through. Oh, she's trauma. That's why she's going through what she's going through. Well, we all went through some hell. Don't let me start telling my story. Like I said, y'all don't have to dox me. I've been where Melody at. I even been on the other side where Ariane at. But like I said, I don't stay there. I don't say God say go and I stay stuck. No way in the world you put your children in that, because kids sponges off of all this right here. Like I said, they may not be able to put the dots together, but sooner or later they're going to be able to figure this all out. Don't use your children because you're not talent. You're not a good actress. Where you using your kids to sit there and be a part of your storyline. Make it make sense, guys. Make it make sense. And like I said, if I'm wrong, call me out. I'm a grown woman. If I'm wrong, call me out. I only can go by of what they put out on social media or what they put out on the on this reality show. You air it out, you free game. Like I said, much is given, much is required. They are the ones that chose to put their life on display for the entire world to pull it apart. And just because they don't have tough skin, they want to sit there and they want to call people out. Make it make sense.
By the time I look up, I see it's him, his child, and his baby mother.
When Mariah saw you, your son, and your child's mother together.
It was from a distance, yeah.
So your daughter, seeing her father, a woman, and a child, just put two and two together.
No, she still don't know.
She still doesn't know.
Because I'm not about to do.
That is unhinged, guys. And she still don't know. Well, she wouldn't have never known if you wouldn't have took him out the house and put him in a car so you could sit there and have something to bring to that this show as a storyline. And I'm pretty sure Martell, that's the reason why they're holding everything up, because Martell wants to make sure that he gets everything in order, because this right here is what I call unhinged. And to her, you know, it seems right. And the thing about it, she was a school teacher. She was a school teacher of over other people's kids. And if she's doing this to her children, my God, and you wondering why the school system suck. You wondering why the kids are failing in school. Look who we got teachers. My God, we used to look up to teachers. But this right here is what I call a disgrace, guys. And all I can go by is what they put out. This is my opinion. This is my opinion. They aired out their personal life. Don't think that I'm going to sit there and paint it a beautiful picture. I'm going to call it out as I see it. And if you think that was right, call me out. Call me out. I stand for correction. Who am I? I stand for correction. But no way in the world that I would get my babies out of their bed and have them to go and spy on my husband. No way in the world I would do stuff like that. Unless I don't have no connection, no connection to my children and my husband. So I can do stuff like that, knowing that right there sticks in the kid's mind. Like I said, call me whatever you want to call me. Call me jealous, call me a hater, but don't call me a liar, because I only can call out what I see. And that's real talk.
That ain't my place to tell.
But why haven't you told the kids yet that they have a brother?
I guess it just takes time.
Are you embarrassed by it?
When it comes to my children, I feel some kind of way. Certain things happened earlier on was a mistake, but him being here is not.
My hope is that the kids are able to hear it from you when you're ready. But I do think because you're on television, you don't have much time as other people.
Yeah.
According to the kids.
And like
How can my children?
Like I said, most of the stuff Melody put out. Melody put out most of the stuff. Season 1. That's why I say you guys got to go back to the very first season. They all came in alliance. They all came together as the sixth core, not to talk about Melody's and Martell's infidelity. They all decided we are not going to talk about it. But what did Melody do? Melody, the very first season, she put her garbage on that table when they had supposed to talk about business. She went according to what Martell said. She went on the computer, started talking to these bloggers and start feeding out all that information. But when Kiki, God rest her soul, started talking to bloggers, what they wanted to do, they wanted to go ahead and X her out. And I was telling you guys from day one, I say no way in the world that these bloggers could just all of a sudden get this type of information until it was inside work. People had to been feeding this to them. And lo and behold, I told you the Most High God was going to let me see it. He was going to let me see it. That's just to show you that this girl is unraveling. Ain't no way in the world, if you are booked and busy, no way in the world that you're going to have time to sit there and jump from channel to channel and stir up all this mess. Why? You're not going to see a Nene Leakes. You're not going to see Portia. You're not going to see them doing stuff like this. But why Melody is doing stuff like that when she's supposed to be booked and busy? Why? Why? Where's the kids? If Melody does not have the kids, according to what I read, with the court documents, then Martell got the kids. So quite obvious, Martell got the kids. While she out there supposed to be on her vacation, enjoying herself, she's on social media stirring a mess, going to little bloggers. That's just to show you something is not right in the upper room. Something is not right in the upper room. Why is Melody so bothered? Why? If all this right here is putting money in your pocket, this is the nature of the beast. This is what I call the nature of the beast. You sign your name. You sign your life on the dotted line. You were the real Judas. You sold your soul for a pipe dream. And just because people don't see it the way that you see it, then you want to sit there and call people out. You want to sit there and dox and harass. And now you sit there pulling out your red phone, talking about Stormy and this other girl, which I don't get into all that. I only can say what the Spirit leads me to say when I come on. I don't get in all this other mess with talking about the red foam and then Melody saying that it was Stormy and this other girl. I don't know about all this stuff, but I know you got played. You got played again. Aren't you tired of getting played? You got played again. They played you because you thought it was Stormy. Found out it was somebody else. Now this girl wants her money. She wants her $2,000. She was the one admitted, got the text message, got everything. I can read it to you right now because I have it as well. But I don't want to read it because you guys already know. Don't make no sense for me pulling it up when you guys already know. But why is she so bothered? Why? And why she puts her kids in it? Why she wants to call people out? They're so disrespectful. Girl, like I said, something, and I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a therapist. But something had to happen to her when she was a child. But then again, they sit there and say, when you're the only child, sometimes you have this childhood syndrome or something like that. I need to go ahead and do some research when it comes to that. Hey, Dana. Miss Sapphire 9800 say this show has brought out the worst in certain cast members and viewers. And you might as well call it like it is. It's not the show. It's not the show. It's Melody. We're going to call it out as it is. We're going to put a name to it because that's the only way that it can sit there and cease. If you want to put out the fire, put a name to it. It's Melody. It's not Tisha going and jumping from channel to channels. Ain't nobody picking with Melody. Melody is the one that injecting herself in everything. They took the fun out this reality show because she made it all about her personal business because it was bit off a lie. She bit off a lie, knowing good well this was a fake story. This was a fake story. And just like Ariane said it was fake. And then this blogger, she's talking about why are you sitting there taking up for Ariane? You don't tell me who to take up for. I stand on righteousness. I stand on truth. I don't pick a side. I pick righteousness. I pick the truth. And I truly believe that if God was right here, which he is, because greater is he that's in me than he that is in the world. Like I say, I am the Bible, just like the book of Eli. The book is in me. The written, the spoken word is in me. And I truly believe that if I was sitting on the judgment seat, I truly believe that God would have favored Ariane. Ouch, y'all don't want to hear that. Yes, he would have favored Ariane. And want me to tell you why? Because Melody tied God's hands up. And when you tie God's hands up, what could God do? God can do nothing. You cannot say, God, I need you to take care of this. And then when God said, then say, okay, you've been wrong. That was wrong. What happened? I don't condone this. That was wrong. Because marriage is sacred. But when you sit there and say, God, I give it to you, but then you start handling it yourself and you start wrecking and you start getting people else that is trauma bonding and get them on board, then God say, look, I can't do nothing about it. You done tied my hands. You done grabbed everybody that can relate to your story. Hurt people, hurting people, tearing up people. Got people out there doing your bit. Got people out there stalking, harassing, bullying, threatening people because they all can relate to stuff that you are going through. So God said there and say, no, I can't handle it. So he might have a change of mind and say, I might end up blessing this person that's supposed to say that I should be punishing. And you wondering why people sitting there, they looking like they blessed and you all miserable. You all lonely. And why they walking around with the blessings. That's how God works. Because you took it on your own to become God. And now they even see it themselves. They'll even say, Melody, she must think that she's the Messiah. She must think that she's God. She's Jesus. But she put herself in that position. And that's why I sit there and say, the same ones that's watching your butt go up there, it's the same ones that's going to tear your butt, going to pull you right off of that ladder. You got to be careful who holding up your ladder. Because the same ones holding you going to shake your butt right off it. And that's real talk. And like I said, if you can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen, because we don't have time to sit there and sugarcoat and pacify grown women. We ain't got time for this, because most of the stuff that happened, it happened because Melody went ahead and she sat there and she brought it to the forefront. If I know that someone calling or texting my son, I'm not going to play silly games. Like I say, you play silly games, you win stupid prizes. However it goes. So if someone is texting my child's phone, I'm not going to sit there and text it and text them back and then take it to social media. I'm either going to call their father or I'm going to call the police. That's what a normal person would do. But what did she do? She went to social media. That's why I say she got played. And now this girl, she's coming to reap the harvest. She ready for $2,000 because that was the deal. Like I said there and say, you got to be careful how you play on the devil's playground. And that's real talk. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear stuff like that. But I can't sugarcoat, guys. I got to tell it like it is. I got to tell it like it is. And you guys out there getting yourself sued and getting yourselves all messed up, going on people, taking people personal intellectual property and posting it on your page, getting your channel striked and all this other stuff. Why? for a woman that don't even sit there would even care nothing about you. You get in all these legal troubles. Do you think that this woman is going to go to court with you? No. But you all are doing her bidding. For why? Why? But this is the thing that I just don't understand. Why no one ever called Melody out? Why no one ever called her out on the stuff that she did? Why?
And the thing it make like Martell, you destroyed your family. You cheated on your wife and things like that. No, that. Melody, she cheated too. I made no mistake in my marriage. You know what I'm saying? I did. She did. She cheated. I cheated.
Hold on, excuse me.
See, that's what
I'm
you
sorry,
said.
stop right there. Tell me when I cheated and with who and where?
The apartment.
The apartment?
Okay.
And you see, let me tell you about Melody. Now, Martell had the flow. Everybody was listening, to that story. Martell had the flow. But you see, the minute when you strike a nerve with Melody, she get aggressive and she get violent. She get combative. Now she interjecting, over talking him. And that's why we could never hear Martell's side, because she felt like, he's slow. He talks slow. She overpowers him. So that's what you're seeing right now. You are seeing Melody overpowering him. And that's just my observation. Okay. Hi, Tina said, notice Ariane has taken a seat, stopped being on social media. We don't know what God's doing in her life. Absolutely. Because give him enough rope. Somebody might have said, look, just let Melody keep talking, because you say one thing, they're going to take it and they're going to twist it. So it does not make no sense for you coming out and trying to defend yourself, which I do understand. A good person would tell you, I don't know who told them, but a good person would tell them, don't say nothing. Let them talk. The more they talk, they're just going to end up hanging themselves. And that's exactly what you're seeing doing. They don't hear Ariane. They wonder what's going on with Ariane and Martell. And they don't hear anything from them because, like they said, sometimes when you do things, you have to do it in silence. Sometimes it's best not to let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. Move in silence. Not Ariane. Melody always say she move in silence. But her silence is to take it to these bloggers. That's her silence. So let's go ahead and listen to some more. Tina said you can't tell she was one of those kids that caused a scene when she didn't get her way. Absolutely, she always does that.
So look, let's go back before Martell cheated. Melody, she used to leave the house, say, I'm going to the hotel for 2 days.
Look how mad. You saw how mad she was? Oh, she's mad because she don't want, Saint Melody don't want that to come out. That's why Martell sat there and said, look, we can't go to season 8. I was wondering why they skipped season 7 season 7 and went straight to 8. We got to reveal it all. We got to back it up. We got to bring it back down to memory lane. And look how aggressive. Oh, she's upset. She's triggered now because now Martell is telling his side and she does not want Ted to get out because she wants to do everything to emasculate him. And like I say, all this right here is for entertainment purpose only. I don't know these people. I don't go checking for these people. I only can sit there and say what I see off a reality show or what they put out on social media. This is just the nature of the beast, okay? So she's upset now. Hey, checking your boo, say, what's up, chat? Hey, guys. So let's go and read some more.
She used to do that 2 days. She used to do that often. I'm like, okay, go. That's when things started changing. I'm like, damn.
Let me stop. Let me back it up.
Melody, she used to leave that. Let's go back before Martell cheated. Melody, she used to leave the house, say, I'm going to the hotel for 2 days. She used to do that 2 days. She used to do that often. I'm like, okay, go. That's when things started changing. I'm like, damn, sex started changing. I started complaining. I complained for about a year before I stepped out. And again, as a man, what else can you do?
You're right. Now, Martell sat there and said, way before he even started cheating, Melody was going places, checking out, getting hotels, because she was all about her peace. Just like one of my moms used to say, when I want my peace, I go take a bubble bath. I ain't going into the hotel because I'm pretty sure when she was turning the key to the hotel, she wasn't twiddling her fingers by herself and playing with herself. I don't think so. What woman that you know got kids, got small babies, and so in a minute when things does not go their way, they want to sit there and leave. If I leave, I'm leaving with my children. I'm not going to sit there and leave by myself. I'm going to leave with my children. And that's all I'm saying, guys. Just be a critical thinker. Just think outside of the box because it's not always one way. Start thinking outside of the box. But she's upset. But what Martell said, Martell said that's his story. So you can't say he's lying. That's his story. We looking from the outside in. Martell said before he started cheating, the slick stuff that Melody was doing. We already know it was already on camera when he asked Melody, come on, let's go to a barbecue. No, you go. You go. Like Ariane said there and said, you can't get mad. She got Martell with her eyes closed. That's just like a dog, a cat. When you don't take care of a dog and a cat, they're going to go to the next door neighbor. Is it right? No, it's not right. But still, two wrongs don't make it right. It takes two. It takes two to tear down a house. It takes two to tear down a house. So let's go ahead and play some more.
But you did cheat first. You cheated.
No,
she didn't cheat, but you cheated.
No.
Cheating was the
Just because you don't find out anything, just because you don't know. Hold on. Just because you don't know anything, that doesn't mean somebody is a cheat. When all this change.
Look, see, she over talking him. And that makes him back up because what she's doing is she over talking him. Because that's what a narcissist do. That's my opinion. A narcissist is going to always try to get their word across, even if they got to sit there and throw you in the jail. They're going to always try to sit there and make themselves look good. But like I said, you never win when you play dirty. Sooner or later, your lies going to catch up with you. Your lies going to catch up with you. Yes, that's guilty. Hey, Davida. Let's play a little. Let's back it up again. Watch how she overtalk him.
You don't find out anything just because you don't know. Hold on, just because you don't know anything, that doesn't mean somebody is a cheat. When all this change behavior, when you go into a hotel for days and stuff like that,
Let him talk.
Totally different though.
What they need to do for their me time, for their calming down time.
Shut the heck up. Her me time, her calming down time to sit there and go out there according to what was told at the reunion to put somebody else's penis in your mouth instead of what your husband was asking for. I know you don't want the real truth. In here is uncut. Uncut. These people put their business out. You want me to play the video when Carlos King called her out? Because Carlos King was saying, well, you had an affair. No, I never had an affair. I mean, lied until Martell sat there and say, well, do I need to play the recordings? Quite obvious. Carlos King already heard the recordings. Well, Melody, you don't know what you had in your mouth? I'm talking to grown folks. We grown in here. We ain't got time to pacify no babies in here. It's 18 and up. But all this stuff right here, Melody put it out. And now she's sitting there saying her calming down time, her me time. You got kids, girl. If you want all that, take your kids with you. Because if somebody I know is making my life a living hell, I don't want them making my children a living hell as well. I don't want them to make my kids a living hell as well. So I'm going to take my babies. My baby's coming with me. But what she did, she left. Yeah, Dana says, look at the smile on Martell's face like Mel stopped the foolishness. Absolutely. They tired of it. Enough is enough. That's why Martell say reveal it all. Also, Dana say, look at the smile. Yes. Without the audio, let me go up some more. Tina says, I dealt with a narcissist. They always talk over you. Absolutely. And that's exactly what she's doing. And she had her followers drinking the Kool-Aid. And the reason why, because hurt people hurt people. We all been hurt. We all been cheated on. Like I said, Dan said, you know, this People get cheated though. This life. She ain't the only one, okay? Without the audio, Melody kept lying with Martell said she cheated after Lucy because she didn't want nobody to hear that. She didn't want nobody to hear that part.
That, and now because you got caught cheating all these years, I was.
Now she got the flow. Now she got the flow. She got the flow now because she done sat there and she overpowered him. Let's play that back.
Martell cheated. Melody, she used to leave the house, say, I'm going to the hotel for 2 days. She used to do that 2 days. She used to do that often. I'm like, okay, go. That's when things started changing. I'm like, damn, sex started changing. I started complaining. I complained for about a year before I stepped out. And again, as a man, what else can you do?
But you did cheat first. You cheated.
No,
she didn't cheat, but you cheated.
No.
Cheated was the
Just because you don't find out anything, just because you don't know, hold on, just because you don't know anything, that doesn't mean somebody is a cheat. When all this change behavior, when you go into a hotel for days and stuff like that, and
so everybody
different though.
What they need to do for their me time, for their calming down time. And now because you got caught cheating all these years, I was.
You see? Now you see? Like I said, she got the floor now. She got the floor now because she didn't want it. She beat this dead horse for 8 seasons. She beat this dead horse for 8 seasons until people say enough is enough. What did Martell say? Martell say, tell my story or fire me. Tell my story or fire me, because what she did, she took her pain and she banked off it. And she knew that long as she can sit there and keep her trauma bonding train going and keep beating this dead horse, it was going to cash those checks. She was going to continue cashing those checks because she was banking off of that. And she would have still been banking off of that until Martell finally sat there and said, no, you guys got me looking bad out here. Hell with that. You either tell my story or just go ahead and fire me. Like I said, Melody, she got a lot of stuff to answer for, and that's real talk. Yeah, she said, she sat there and she said, oh, you cheated first. But like I said there and say, Martell said there and say, she was holding out. You don't know what she was doing. Going out there and getting hotels because she needed her me time. Girl, go set your tail down. Go set your tail down, okay? So Martell complained to Melody about a year before he cheated that she was not fulfilling her wifely duties. She felt to improve as a wife, absolutely. And the thing about it, what's trash to you can be treasure to somebody else. It'll be a Ariane Curry waiting to scoop him up, because he already sat there and say she cooks good. She take care of the kids. Her kids on the honor roll and stuff like that. And she taking care of his kids, her kids, while she out there in the sunset on the vacation during school time on a vacation. I don't give a care if it is Martell's week. I'm still gonna sit there, call my kids, be home. Look, I'm preparing for you guys for the week. But no, not her. She all about her me time. Like I said there and say, guys, all I'm just sitting there saying, be critical thinkers. This girl, she did some stuff. And the thing about it, when she did it, you guys ran with it because you guys were so mesmerized and caught up in her lies. Now, people, what they doing? People are waking up. Let's see if we can play some more. People are waking up, People not drinking the Kool-Aid. They sitting there saying, no, enough is enough. We're not going to continue Melody sitting there beating this dead horse, all the while cashing it all to the bank. And that's why she's unraveled. Melody is unraveling. That's exactly what she's doing. She's unraveling. She's falling apart. That's why it doesn't make no sense. It sounds unhinged. Why would a person, try to go ahead and attack bloggers? Why? Why would they attack bloggers? Make it make sense. You can't stop people from having their opinion, make it make sense. It doesn't make sense at all, guys. Like I said there and say, You know, Melody she had a good husband. She even said herself, nothing was taken out of her home. Let's see how she tried to emasculate Marcel. She loved emasculating a black man. Let's play that one.
So, and not blaming this on you. I'm just telling you.
We gonna hold that one right there. That's with Kiki. Look how she pulled Kiki out like she was disposable garbage when she felt like she couldn't use Kiki no more. Threw her out, knowing that Kiki had some personal issues of her own, but threw out like she was disposable garbage. Make it make sense, guys. Like I said there and say, you know, we look in one way. We look in one way. It takes two. It takes two to tear down a house. You can't tear down a house by yourself, and that's real talk. Let's see. Let's try this one right here. I think this is it.
Wow.
Look at that. Wow. I want to talk about everybody else with this daggone high-pitched voice. She might be, you know, book smart, but she sure ain't street smart. Hey, Temper. Checking your boots. I do believe Martell was a good husband. He's so emphasizing that things changed when Melody started leaving the house days at a time. He said intimacy changed and others things happened. Absolutely. Hey, Mildred. Mildred said now that part was wrong. There's about Kiki. Absolutely. Let's this is another part I want to play before that one. Let me see. Because like I say, you know, people, they got tunnel vision. They only see one way. They only see one way, but they don't see the things that, that's why I sit there and say, you know, I just don't know. What are they drinking? Why they can't see it? But God said and say, they see it. They see it. They just so caught up in it. They so caught up in it. Is another one I want to pull up. So bear with me right quick. Like I said, I wanted to play the one where Martell had talked about how she went and got pampered, her nails done. And he put that tweet out. I got that one, but I don't know where I put it at. And left the kids in the car. But I want to play this one right quick. You remember that one? Remember that one? What you hiding for? Yeah, this the one. This the one right here. Let me see. Look at that. Look at that. You see, like I said, and right there, I was trying to pull it up on my other one, but I couldn't. Where you see the writing, Martell sat there and he talked about how, because he had tweeted that, how she left the kids, and I'm gonna say allegedly, how she left the kids in the car while she went ahead and got her nails done. See, they don't want stuff like that to get out, okay? They don't want stuff like that to get out, okay? So let's go ahead and I think this is the one.
Well, I'm sorry, girl.
Let me see.
You say you don't know what the hell happened, but oh, wow. What the is wrong with you? You say you don't know what the hell happened, but you're going to test the anchor free Martell? What the is wrong with you?
And see, let me go ahead and stop it right here. Now, just look how she's emasculating. Look how she's emasculating. This girl, like I said, she's going to be lonely and miserable the rest of her life until she value who is the black man, okay? How you expect someone to treat you with respect when you can't even treat nobody else with respect? And that's the part I didn't like when it came to Marcel. I wouldn't have never, and I hope Tisha never, ever allow any scenes. I don't care what producers, because we already know some of those producers are rotten, like a Sonny, rotten to the core. So if Melody needs to shoot a scene, she won't shoot a scene with my husband, because nowhere in the world she's sitting there talking to Marcel like they are buddies, and she tried her best to sit there and tear up his marriage. and yet he's sitting at the table with her. Let's play some more.
Martell, you know what? No, that's that free Tisha. That's that free Tisha.
And then she wants to say free Tisha. Free Tisha for what? You wish you was Tisha. You wish you was Tisha because Tisha didn't sit there and threw her marriage away. Tisha knew that it was not just about her and her husband. Tisha knew it was about her children, leaving legacies for her children's children. She wasn't going to leave her husband. For what? You guys wanted her to leave her husband. And the reason why, because Melody, she felt like if I can get Marcel and Tisha cheating, get something on them, then I still will look good. I still can stand tall. But why would she sit there and free Tisha? For what? Tisha ain't the weakest link. You are. Because these people sitting there playing your game. They knew exactly what you was going to do with the text, how you sitting there pretending you pulling out a cell phone, thinking that you going to hurt, you capping, made yourself look like a fool. They played you. They played you. How long are you going to sit there and be tossed and flipped? Make it make sense, guys. Make it make sense. Let me read some more of the comments. So guys, look, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link because I didn't know that I did an hour. I mean, time passed fast. Time passed fast. But like I say, when it comes to this certain blogger call herself the D-list, don't send me no videos when it comes to her because I gave her the invitation to come on my platform. If she got anything to say about me, woman to woman, she was welcome to come up face to face. Don't hide behind a computer. We grown women. And you calling yourself young. If you young, why don't you show your young self, okay? I'm old. I could show myself. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the link, so if anybody wants to come on, you guys are welcome to come on, say your little opinion, whatever you need to say, because I done did my hour, or we can go ahead and close up, okay? But like I say, when it comes to Melody sitting out there doxing people, going on my page or having her trolls to go on my page, trying to find something to sit there and shame me. True. You can't shame me, honey, because I'm 58 years old. 58 years old and got my edges and everything else. Still looks good, honey. At 58 years old, I can show myself. But can you sit there? I want to see how you going to look. How you going to look at 58 years old, okay? I want to see how you going to look at 58 years old. Because I can show myself. Your hair is the one going all the way back. Okay? Leave them lace fronts alone. You the one going on people pages trying to sit there and shame a person. You can't shame me, baby. You cannot shame me. You cannot shame me because you got a lot that you need to answer for. You got a lot of stuff that you're going to answer for. Before you sit there and want to come to me, you can't sit there and say, oh, I'm coming after them. Because you can't stand the heat. You don't have thick skin. Like I said, if you ain't got thick skin, then, what's the purpose of you being here? Make it make sense. But I went ahead and dropped the link, guys. If anybody want to come on, because I thought that this blogger, which I'm not going to even give her no more airtime, don't even send me nothing about her. I'm talking about that one that sat there, want to make a video about me. Girl, if you can't show your face, just like Miss Wanda said, no face, no case. Okay? I'm giving you the opportunity to come. Checking Your Boo says, Melody is digging her own cesspool. Absolutely. She's unraveling. She's unraveling. She does not have thick skin. When everybody was sitting there dogging Martell out, putting him in a straitjacket, you didn't see Martell going from channel to channel and sitting there trying to call people out and doxing, harassing, and stalking. But so in a minute, when people call her out, she wants to sit there and she wants to come and dox people, make it make sense. Melody is digging her own cesspool pit. that she will fall. Everybody continue to love and don't dance with her in the mess, and they not paying her no mind. She thought that when it came to Stormy, that Stormy was going to give her the attention that she wanted, but Stormy is busy. Now that's busy. Stormy is busy. Stormy ain't got time to have an idle mind. Like they say, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. Stormy busy. She the one sitting there jumping from channel to channel, all bothered. Make it make sense. But yet she all about her me time. She's all about her peace. No, girl, you the one bothered. You the one bothered. Positive Vibe says Melody is weird. Now that's weird. She was all in this other young guy. He's a CC. All in his channel calling people weirdos. Oh, they widows. They widows. Girl, you a widow. You a widow. Because like I said, why would you sit there and come off of your throne to come and pick with the chickens? An eagle is not going to sit there and pick with the chickens. The eagle's going to soar high. They're going to fly above all this mess. That's what eagles do. She's a chicken. Melody is a chicken. Punk, punk, punk. She's a chicken. Let's see if we can find some of that chicken head. Let's see if we can find some more. Because like I said, honey, I got time today, honey. And this is a beautiful day out there. Beautiful day out there. So let me see if I can find let me see. This is what she hates. She hates this one right here. She hates this one. Let's play this one.
Go start that up. Cooking with Erin, because she can cook. She's a great cook. She's got to cook more often.
Martell,
I'm just kidding.
I was about to say I cook
almost
every day. Yes.
Oh, yo, how about just go without the filter?
How about not, girl?
You look good with that.
I know, but still.
Hey, girl, hey. Y'all so funny. Hey.
And you can see right there that scene. Ariane completes him, and the reason why Ariane completes him because she's not trying to emasculate him. No man wants a woman that emasculate him. What man wants that? And then the thing about it, Martell did everything that she wanted, brought her to Star Search, knowing she couldn't sing, and that's my opinion. Pulled the chair out for her, did everything, pulled her out the school system, made her the CEO of his $1 million company, took her wide bag Mo and brought her in the house, helped her to get on her feet, allegedly, of what they said. And this is what I call ungrateful. Ungrateful.
Hey, Knox, ready to eat?
And I said I want some chicken, even though it's not chicken.
Oh, we're going to call it chicken. Mm-hmm. Are you ready to eat?
Yes, sir.
And you see, when you look at her right there, you're looking at the main character. Absolutely, Ariane, the main character. And I promise you, if Call Is King will put her on the show or give her own spinoff, if you don't want to put on the show, because I'm pretty sure that she gonna end up being on the show and Melody gonna be gone because nobody is gonna continue playing with that mess. Melody, everything that she touched, somebody else enjoyed. Everything she touched, because she do it out of malice. She do it out of malice. She do it out of malice. And this right here, Ariane Curry, she is the main character. The main character of Love and Marriage in Huntsville. She's the main character. Because from season 1, we are right now in 8 seasons right now. 8 freaking years. Who they talked about? Ariane. They didn't come out and say her name, but we already know who she was talking about. We already know. Like I said, Melody sold her soul for a puff dream, for a bowl of beans. And what did she get? A bag full of rocks. Sold her entire life for a pipe dream. just to come back with a pile of rocks, stones. Bonk, bonk. You remember that game show, The Bunker? The one, you remember Let's Make a Deal? She picked the wrong curtains. She picked the wrong curtains.
Oh, hold on. So this one knocks like to do. Watch out. Watch out.
Oh.
He like to do flips.
Look, but don't want to flip down.
All right. You say you like that? Flip. You ready to eat? Oh, you say you happy today? I bet she is happy today. If I was, I would be too.
And you see that time when he said, "Oh, she's happy today." If I was her, I would be happy too. I think that's the day that these people either got engaged or married. I think that's the day they had got engaged or married. Because he say, "Oh, she look happy." If I was her, I'd be happy too. And she gonna say, "Well, you're not happy. Let's play that part again."
You say you happy today? I bet she is happy today. If I was, I would be too.
She got engaged that day.
Yeah, she happy. She should be. I'm happy too.
You should be.
Well, I should be happy. And I am. Most definitely. Most definitely.
Mr. Hope.
Cooking with Ari. This is what this is. Cooking with Ari. I'm gonna start that up. Cooking with Ari, because she can cook. She's a great cook. She's got to cook more often.
Martell,
I'm just kidding.
I was about to say I cook
almost
every day. Yes.
Now let's talk about that part right there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk about this part right there. I'm gonna talk about this part right there. Now I just hope that he do right about her, do right by her. Just don't hold her down. Let her make sure that she continue with her education. I don't know if she's an RN, but she said when it came to the millimeters, they used to stark and dox her where she couldn't go and do her clinicals and go and get her job because she was being harassed and bullied, which, I truly believe it. I truly believe it. I truly believe it. Martell and Ariane seems to have a good chemistry. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's, like I said, it is a shame, how she ended up getting them with her eyes closed because Melody thought that the grass was green on the other side. She thought the grass was the green on the other side because this is what she wanted to do. Let's listen to see what she wanted to do. And I don't know who fooled her. Somebody lied to her.
And if people say, Monica, how can you laugh at that? Because damn it, it's funny.
Yes, it is funny. Sold her entire life for a pipe dream, and all she got in curtain number 3, a box of rocks. Now someone else is sat there taking care of her children, and she thinking that she on a vacation. I would feel so bad. I would feel so bad. And you could tell she's not happy because if I was happy on my vacation, nowhere in the world I would come down off of my high just to sit there and entertain bloggers and worrying about what bloggers saying about me. That's just to show you that she's bothered. She's bothered. Instead of being home, knowing that these kids are in school and helping these kids with their homework or making sandwiches or doing something. But she's all about that life. Now everybody done got everything, so you can't get mad. Like I said, one thing about the devil does not play fair. Much is given, much is required. And what did she say? When they go low, she take it to hell. Well, knock, knock, knock. That is your karma right there. That is your karma right there. Ariane Curry, the cleanup woman. The clean up woman. I mean, got everything. And then the thing about it, Martell most likely probably be helping her to pitch a show so that we could tell their reality, their story. Because Melody gave him away because she was too busy going out there thinking that the grass was greener. And even made a song that she wished that her children had a better father. Like I say, the kids may not be able to put the dots together, but one day they're going to put the dots together. Made a song. I wish I had a man that was stronger and harder. Girl, you're going to be by yourself. You're going to be by yourself. Hi, Positive Vibe. Hey, Nikki. You're going to be by yourself. You're going to be lonely many a days because your soul, Jude.
How about not, girl?
You look good with that.
I know, but still.
Hey, girl, hey. Y'all so funny. Hey. Hey, nah.
And he's happy. And you can see that he's happy. He's very happy. He's very happy. Like I said there and say, you never win when you play dirty. Never win when you play dirty. I was going to play some more, but I done did an hour, so I'm done with this right here. So guys, look, I done my hour and 17 minutes. I dropped the link because I thought that this girl that was trying to call me out, talking about, oh, I ain't coming. Well, why are you calling my name then? And talking about, oh, she's a race. She's talking about people, kids. She's talking about this and that. Like I said there and say, a hit dog on holler. You come for mine, I'm gonna come for yours, and that's it. I'm gonna come for you. All I saw was my son. And Melody should never ever talk about people's children. Never talk about people's children, because I already told you on that day, that big day, she gonna answer for all the stuff that she did, because it's going to come back and face her. And when it come back and face her, I'm gonna close with this. Why? I could have been a doctor. I could have been a lawyer, or I could have been the next president of the United States. Now you take that. You would rather go to the slaughterhouse. And yet you want to sit there and call yourself a queen dripping with so much blood. Girl, you got a lot of answer for. And that's why you're mad. But like I say, these people put their own personal business out there on display. They put their own business out there. So like I said, this is what you get. Martell is not a good man, but he must definitely be a good father. Absolutely. Just because he wasn't a good man to her, and he probably was a good man. Like I said, what man that you know gonna have to beg his wife, but yet she go out there, the things that he asking his wife to do, she's going to do it to somebody else. Carlos King had to call that out. Let's go ahead and play some more of this right now.
Work, stays out all night, turns into there's some other areas, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, that we are affecting his behavior by what we do or what cooking techniques. And so but it was black women who were the most adamant, who refused to change meal planning techniques, seasoning food, cooking techniques. And so I said, it's interesting. I said, if we are refusing to provide the black man with the proper physical food when we know that food is what sustains life, then what else are we withholding from him? Possibly there are some other areas, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, that we are affecting his behavior by what we do or what we withhold and refuse to give. And that led me to try to find out. We've always heard that the black man leaves the black family, abandons his woman and children, won't take care of the children, won't work, stays out all night, turns into a drunk, takes drugs. We've heard a lot of negative things. Most of them are true. But I wanted to find out what happens before he gets to that point. What leads up to the breakdown? We've never gone back to try to find out what happens in the relationship between the black.
Hold on. Let me read Brenda. Let me read Brenda. Brenda Chamber. Okay. She say all this hearsay bull s amongst black women. How you know she will be by herself? She will be by herself because she emasculates the black man until she start loving who she is. So right there, and just like Shahara's Ali. So make sure you go ahead and check out her book, Shahara's Ali. Let me go ahead and cam up, guys, because I want to address this right here. Make sure you get the book Shahrazad Ali. She's going to continue being by herself. And the reason why she's going to be by herself, because like I said, she don't know who she got in her presence. She don't know who the black man is. Until she realizes who the black man is, then she going to always be by herself. Melody emasculate, put this man, this black man on TV. And even Martell told it to Tasha K. He wished he would have followed his first mind. Never got his family on that show. And soon the minute it got her on the show, what she did? She sat there and she got a big head. And she tried to sit there and bank off of her pain, knowing good and well all this right here was a fake storyline. So let me read some more. And maybe he might not be nothing to win to you guys, but it's something to Ariane. And the kids love their father to death. The kids wouldn't trade their father for nothing in the world. Melody, she's sitting there, she on the vacation, flying high, enjoying life, while her kids with another woman. Because I'm pretty sure that Martell got his kids because that's the court order. And then the thing about it, what woman that you know going to go and drive miles and miles and miles and talk to another woman? Because what she was trying to do, she was trying to use it all for storyline. She knew good and well that that marriage was not together. So that's what I'm talking about, okay? Also, let me read some more of the comments because I didn't see. Positive Vibes say, Martell not a good man, but yeah, I read that one. Checking Your Boo say, both Melody and Ariane are pretty too bad she didn't value her marriage and respect Martell as the head of the household. I don't think Ariane would disrespect Martell. No, she's not going to emasculate him. Melody did. And the only reason why she did it because she was now on TV. It got to her head. It made a monster out of her. She turned into a monster because she thought her stuff wasn't going to stink. She thought her stuff was never going to come to an end. That's what it was all about, okay? Mildred says, male queen with so many blood stains on her hand. Absolutely. Like I said there and say, Martell talked about it. So don't get mad with the messenger. If you can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen. But in here, you're going to be respectful. You can give your opinion long as you talk about them. Because I don't have a heaven or hell to put none of it in. I don't have a hell to raise it up, the power to raise it up, and I don't have the power to pick it back up. So stay on topic. But like I said, Melody handed her husband over because she already checked out because she thought that the grass was green on the other side. What man that you know going to sit there and go above and beyond, take care of the children while she's sitting on the couch with her wide back mom, praying that she can be a celebrity? What man that you know going to do that? Cook and clean and bathe the kids, help them with their homework, go to all the kids' events, their recitals, everything. What man that you know comb their hair? You remember for Halloween how he was combing their hair and putting on their little costume and making up their face. Where the mom was? Where the mom was? I guess she was getting a piece. My God, make it make sense. Like I say, it's real talk, guys. We grown folks in here. We ain't gonna sugarcoat. Checking Your Boo says, live in the moment. I have said that repeatedly. He sinned like all of us, but that doesn't mean to destroy him. He complete and she failed to correct her role as a wife. He cared for the kids, absolutely. But like I said there and say, it take two to tear down a house. Just like Martell said, you know, what man gonna keep begging his wife for a whole year? Begging his wife for a whole year. Was it wrong for him going out there? But we don't know. We looking from the outside in. Who to say she left them with the kids, because she already said that. Months and months and months and months. Men got needs, okay? But even in the Bible, if you want to read the Bible said there and say, don't hold out for at least 2 weeks. And the reason why 2 weeks, that's time enough, because the woman is on her cycle. So gives her 2 weeks. And after 2 weeks, if you keep holding out, then the devil is going to creep right in. You can read that. I think it's in Corinthians. Okay? In Corinthians. So let's go ahead and play some more, because I was interrupt. Like I said there and say, if you got anything to say, I drop the mic. And you are welcome to come on board.
Black man and a black woman that makes him go off and do all of these bad things. To assume that this is just normal, natural behavior for black men would be to assume that he is naturally bad. And I do not believe that the man that God gave to us as a mate is a naturally bad person. And so I wanted to try to examine what goes on with him. What's his side of the story?
Did a black man ask you to write this book?
Oh, no. No.
That's it. What made the black man turn bad? What made the black man turn bad? Like I said, what man that you know gonna come from a hard day's work, tearing down, coming home, and you got 2 women in the house. You got your wide back mom, and you on a couch sitting there daydreaming, because that's all it was. What man that you know leaving the, according to Martell, leaving the kids in a car and all this other stuff, okay?
The black woman would like to be a clone of the white woman.
Many of us, yes. That's unfortunate.
How do you see that?
Well, that's something that was almost accidental, I'd have to say. See, the white woman has been the only mentor that we have had of a female. We've seen her every day of our life on television, every magazine, every newspaper, every commercial. You know, it's just been her face, her body, her image, whatever it has been in front of us. And so today we have the results of that. We have black women who are trying to dye their hair blonde, who are wearing blue and green contacts in their eyes, you know, who wear tons and tons of layers of makeup, who have changed their voice, who have hair weaves so they can have flowing long hair blowing in the wind, you know. And so that's been an accident. And as a result of us doing that, we have also adopted the women's liberation movement goals of wanting to be liberated from the man and have some kind of pseudo-equality, when while that may be true of the white woman and her plight with the white man, that's not really the black woman's business, because we haven't been under the control of the black man for over 500 years. So what do we have to be liberated from him from?
Is there something wrong with trying to make yourself look better or more appealing?
It depends on what standard you're using as being the goal of looking better. You know, if we think to look better is to put on a ton of makeup and have blue eyes, then there's something wrong with that. You know, but if we think
Sorry about that. I was mute. Yeah, a sister and I, Abby, we was talking about identity crisis. A lot of, suffer from identity crisis as well. So, like I say, it's a lot of strongholds. There's a lot of demons that we have to face. Okay, we just got to pull it down. And that's why I said, when it comes to, a lot of stuff, a lot of it's mental issues.
That to look better is to certainly get a better spirit in our heart, and to work every day to become a better wife, a better mother, better friend, better sister. Then those values and attributes alone will make us more beautiful than we are now. We have adopted some wrong standards. We are judging our men many times by the wrong value system. We are using his children sometimes against him. We have been told.
Let's talk about using the children. So when Brenda came in and made that comment, why would I say Melody would be by herself? Because what she's planting, when you plant wicked harvests, bad seeds, you're going to reap the bad harvests. You cannot put your kids in the middle of grown folks' business. You can't do that. And I showed you guys from the beginning what Melody did. Melody pulled her kids into their marriage up in between that, having the kids seen things that they shouldn't have never even seen. And you wondering why, Melody kids, how, one of them or all of them talking fast and very smart. Sometimes kids got to grow up before their time because of the toxic relationships that they are in. Checking your boots. I'm sorry. Rest in peace to this deceased Brenda Chamber. Don't generalize. Melody admitted on the reunion that she beat Martell. Yes. Oh, I got that clip too. I hope she changed from violent lies. Why be forced unnecessary? Absolutely. I don't see her comments anymore, Brenda. Yes, why back really? Yes, why back really? Yes, I said it. Yes, I said it. Why back really? You have a problem with that? Like I say, this is my platform. I say what I want to say. Yes, I did say it. Why back really? She won't say why back really. Yes, I said it. Her and a why back mo. Her greedy wide back mo. Martell, according to what he said, that he the one took Melody's mom into his house to help her get on her feet. So if anything, I would say you should be kissing the feet that Martell walk on, because Martell said there you rode off of his back, you and Melody. So yes, I said it. So if you don't like it, then what? What next? Yes, I said it. Absolutely. A man wants to feel needed, just as us women are nurturing, healing, and hold the family together. What man that got to come home and do all this stuff, and you got you and your wide back mom? Yes, I said it. Like I said, if you can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen. I say whatever I want to say, okay? And that's real talk. Hey, Miss Marcella. Like I said, these people think that they can sit there and tell people anything. You got to be crazy. Let me see if you want to come up, Miss Marcella, you're welcome to come up, because I don't really have nothing to do today. I did all my cleaning, everything that I need to do. And I am sitting here enjoying myself. See, me and Miss Marcella could do that. We could eat off the fruit of our labor. We did what we needed to do. We set ourselves up where we can be able to enjoy the fruit of our labor. We don't have to sit there and come on. We come on when we feel like coming on, okay? And that's real talk. Living the moment says that they must have she has that last child. Let me see. Thinking it would control him. My God. Child, you can't keep you can't get a child just to keep a man. Let me let Miss Marcella up there. Hi, my girl Marcella. Let me see if I can get Marcella up. Hey, Marcella.
Wait a minute. Let me Mom, mute my TV. Y'all, listen. When I saw that and they were saying you was AL's mother, I said that's the beautiful Lady D. What the freak? I said that's Lady D. I said, now let me let this ride a little bit so they can make a fool out of themselves. What I've watched today from my bed, honestly, is a lot of them take it down, come back and apologize, and put emphasis on what they said, alleged, and they are really straightening their stories up. But when Empress didn't want to participate, she recanted, and said that, I don't care, and is alleged and whatever, and they turned on her. Mm-hmm. It is horrible that we should all be respecting everybody's opinions, and they get it all misconstrued when they keep saying sue, sue, sue. That lady has probable cause to sue because her name was put out there and people called her. It may not have been violent, but she's saying, oh, but Jesus, my phone is ringing, ringing, ringing. They were sent to do that. Mm-hmm. That's what makes her liable. But, I guarantee if this comes in a court of law, the somebody's gonna get in trouble. This ain't gonna be no slap on the wrist because Miss Jerry is a private citizen. She is not on TV. And I did not want to tell people all the charges that can be bought. But I don't know Alabama complete laws, but that lady don't live there, and she just has to go to her local police force, and she has all the videos that she needs because it was somebody, a bounty put on her, fine her for $2,000.
Wow.
And that's my opinion. And so, you know what? While all this is going on, where is the TikTok queen? Where's she at?
Well, they say she's on a vacation, right? And that's what I don't understand. If she said that she's on a vacation, in the school, the kids in school, so make it make sense. Why would you go on a vacation during this time the kids are on school? In school, make it make sense.
Well, from reading her custody thing, he gets them one full week and she gets them one full week. So this might be her week off. And if she has to work, she gives him the first dibs to watch the children. And then if, he can't do it, then they get a sitter, which it's fair. I like that. I like that they get to be in both households. But I'm being honest with you. It's said that she's supposed to be going to the TikTok headquarters in LA, and Stormy she's just getting ready to get off her TikTok, the one she didn't announce. But on the 27th, it's going to be the big one, and it's already circulating to sabotage her TikTok.
Ain't that sad?
Yeah, I sent it to everybody. You must not have an Instagram.
Yes, I have an Instagram, but I have it private. You can email me, but my Instagram is private.
Oh, okay.
So I keep it like that. Maybe later on I might go ahead and branch out, but I stick just to YouTube.
Well, I don't want you to open it right now because they think you're Anthony's mom.
And that's a compliment. I promise, that's a compliment. At first, I didn't understand because I don't really get into all the YouTube beef, right?
Right.
So I'm thinking, when I had received the email, all I saw they sent me was a screenshot, and all I saw was my face on it, and I saw not Anthony. It didn't have Anthony's name. It just had son, but I looked and see who page it was on, and it was this CC that I went ahead and I called out. So I'm thinking that she trying to go ahead and do Melody's bidding. I didn't know that it was Melody that did that, and all she did was went ahead and reposted. I didn't know she did that. You see, so when I went ahead and I called her out, I called her out because I thought it was her, not knowing it was Melody. Because what person that that's supposed to be booked and busy is going to entertain bloggers? I couldn't see it was her, until I went on Anthony's page. His live, and he made a video, and he went ahead and he broke it down, and now I had understand it was Melody do that. But why would she do that? She's supposed to be on a vacation, so why would she sit there and be so bothered?
That's what I don't understand. And she's tarnishing her own brand when she comes down to argue with us. I don't care how many people you got supporting, but people are waking up. Her people are waking up, and it's going to be. I heard her say that I'm trying to turn her people from her. No, I'm just giving my opinion and my assessment. But y'all, we got 51 more days for the election. I hope everybody's registered. Pray on it. We're fighting for our democracy, and we over here fighting for some chicken head.
Not knowing that a lot of this stuff is just a distraction. They just don't see that. A lot of stuff is distraction, but it's just where our people at. Our people, instead of figuring out and realizing what really going on and how these people are plotting overtime on us, they know that, we just not serious. So they know that we're not serious, then they can
Right.
go ahead and continue doing the things that they are doing. But
Well, they
like I
must
said,
not know who you are. They must not know that you got law enforcement and legal in your family, immediate family.
the
I don't.
whole entire house, okay? The whole entire house. Like I said, they don't know. Shoot, when one came after me, honey, they sat there and turned over everything, honey. I mean, before you know it, shoot, you
That's
gotta
what I
watch.
said. I said to mess with Lady D. They don't know
They better
that.
make sure they books it. They better make
She
sure they
don't know. They
together. I
don't know that
promise you that.
there's police officers, attorney generals in the family
They
that
better
you
make
can.
sure that they books together, okay? That's all I said there and say when you come for me, like I said, you never know who you entertain.
Right.
You never know. And that's why I admire when it comes to Miss Wanda, how they talk about Miss Wanda, but inside of Miss Wanda's seed was blessed.
Yes.
All her
And Miss
children
Wanda
is
love it.
prospering. Her children are all educated just
Yes.
because, and that's what you call a good parent, because
Yes.
what you're doing is you're leaving legacies. I may have, had a bad, childhood upbringing, but I'd be darned if my children, you
Right.
see. So now they got the necessary tools where they could pass down to their kids, you see,
Mhm.
because you saw when it came to Tisha's son. You remember when Tisha, I think that he was getting ready to go to one of his proms or whatever, where she
Yeah.
gave, and he was saying, how, oh, mom, I'm gonna do it by myself, and how articulate, these people, and then she getting them ready for college, and they are breaking generational curses,
Yes.
and they don't
And then they
understand.
just came out with a new product. They got a whiskey that they
Okay,
just came out with, that they merged with the company in Tennessee. They're down there building hotels in Nashville, Tennessee. And guess what? Why everybody in the mess, they building. But I want to say this before I get off. We have a phenomenal group of people that listen to us, and Checking You Boo is one, give us advice, and we got prayer warriors in all of our followings. And I just feel so happy to be a part of y'all. I really do, because you know what? I feel the prayers. I really,
yes,
really do.
yes.
And so y'all know that when I have my surgery on Friday, I will not be able to literally talk for
Oh
5 days.
wow.
And so when the doctor told
Well,
me, my
Miss
husband,
Buddy gonna like that. If you can't talk, she gonna definitely like that.
look, and I told my husband I'm gonna be on my phone doing sign language, right? And then so when he said that I won't be able to talk for 3 to 5 days, my husband said, "Can you do that surgery today?"
Oh, your husband he wants the surgery.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. Because let me tell y'all what's going on. My equilibrium has been off. And so I get migraines. So I went to the neurologist, and he told me maybe I need to go to the dentist. I went to the dentist, and he said, "You just had your appointment 3 weeks ago. It was nothing wrong with your teeth." He did another x-ray, and my wisdom tooth, one of them, are still in my mouth. The
Yeah.
wisdom
Oh,
tooth,
okay. You still
the
have a
wisdom
wisdom tooth?
my wisdom tooth
Wow.
bone that grew all the way up by my cheekbone, and it has touched my sinus. And it's the sinus that's really it's giving me the problem, but I'm throwing up and doing all kinds of stuff.
Oh
And
wow.
so he told me that they have to put me completely under, and they're gonna have to cut that whole gum part, because how deep the bone has grown all the
Oh
way
my
up.
God.
And so I be having fevers, because I was trying to figure out what's wrong with me. And
Mm.
so now that I know, the wisdom tooth has been there 59 years, child. It's been in my
And I'm
mouth.
surprised you could last that long because most people, once they get into their 20s, they can't even handle that,
Yeah, but
Wow.
I'm a rough rider.
I hear that. I hear that. Checking Your Boo says, claiming the name of Jesus, your surgery will be smooth and you will heal
Yes,
and be restored quickly and healthy. Yes, she's speaking into your life. And yeah, we all
yes.
one accord when it comes to that right there, because we need some prayer warriors. We need praying people. And one of the YouTubers, which I'm not going to go ahead and give her any win, any clout, because she ain't nothing but a troll, how she wanted to call me out, because, she didn't like the fact that when I thought that this girl was talking about my son, and you want to talk about, because I got 2 sons, I didn't know that about Anthony. So I went ham, I went ham. But, she was talking about the children, and why I say about the children. And I want to share this with you right here, that when is a different, how a person cuss, 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 right? And I tried to break it out. Cuss is when I call you an MF and call you a B. That's cussing. So that's a tick for tag. That's what the human flesh do. You heard me?
Right.
We cuss each other. But in the spirit, you see what I'm saying? We don't cuss, we curse. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you wonder why you got generational curses, how it travels down, because it may not come to you. You understand where I'm going, right? But it'll come to something you love, right?
Yes.
So you got to be careful, because a person that knows how to work in the spirit realm, they're not going to cuss you, they're going to curse you. And when they curse you, I may not get you, but I'm going to get something that you love. You understand exactly what I'm talking about, right?
Amen.
Thank you.
I do. And that's why I've been trying to not curse or cuss. But I've been on here so long, when people talk about me, like it's a couple of YouTubers, they in their chat saying my name. Praise God, I got 161 new subscribers.
Me too. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I picked up just this week 179 subscribers.
See why y'all think y'all over there cursing us. Baby, turn that down, please. Why they think they over there cursing us. They sending us, they shout, baby, please turn that down. They showering us with blessings. Look at him. He done came up here to be in my face. Look at him.
That's your
Say hi,
husband?
babe. Say hi.
Hello, hi.
How you doing?
Doing great, blessed.
We just took all the kids to the park and to a cookout. We went and got a child that we used to foster. We went to different houses, picked up kids, and now we're back home. And now he want to be the kid. And I'm the sick one. He over
Mine's
here.
outside putting the fence up because we had that hurricane, so it knocked down one side of our fence.
But I love y'all, and I will be popping in and out. And if I pop in here and I can't speak, know what I'm saying by the blinks of my eyes.
Want me to tell you what you do? You do like David, honey. You continue dance, because we need to stomp on these demons, honey.
So if I do a video dancing, stomp.
Just dance. That's what you do. You dance until you can't dance no more. That's what you do. But like I said, to me, all this right here is entertainment.
Yeah,
and the
it
thing
is
about it,
too.
Marcella, what got me is that they putting out this false narrative that we do what they do, go behind the scene and
no, we don't
plot
do
or
that.
Have I ever went behind the scene and we ever talked? Not at all.
No, I don't do that either. I learned from that, because people record you and then they use it for Mad Day.
Absolutely.
No, I don't do that at all. I'm gonna say what I need to say in a proper way.
Absolutely. Checking your boots say beware of 3rd and 4th generations of curses. And see, that's what they was trying to do with Tisha. They wanted Tisha to throw in a marriage, because if they threw in a marriage, they know it really wasn't about Tisha and Marcel. It was about to get to her legacy. You see, but Tisha said they say, hell no. I'm going to stay in here. I'm going to ride it until the wheels fall off, because I know it's not about me. It's not about Squatty Dotty or anybody. Melanie the one sat there and threw in her marriage, and most likely she would have stayed in it if she would have never sat there and pushed the show. Okay.
Right. And everybody, when this show finally do come to the end,
you think it might?
These people are going to move on with their families.
Absolutely.
And she's going to be alone with another soul tied. And that's not going to be good because your kids may not accept it down the line.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna go back in the thing. I love you all.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
And like I said, we're gonna be praying for a speedy recovery. But the best thing to do is dance, honey. Dance,
Okay,
dance,
I
dance.
will.
You can't
And
open that
blink
mouth,
my.
but
I'm gonna
dance.
blink my eye. Y'all ain't gonna get to see my look when I be doing my face and raising my eyebrows. You know what I noticed about me? Honest to goodness. Now when I come up here and I know something, I get to preaching, and y'all know. I can't help it.
God, preach, preach.
All right,
Preach,
bye-bye.
honey. All right. Yes, indeed, guys. Make sure you go ahead and check out my girl, Miss Marcella. Make sure you go ahead and check her out. And I wanted her to go ahead and clear it up because, see, these people, they thinking that we are behind the scene and plotting and planning. We don't do that. We don't have time. We don't have time for that. You know, when I come on, it's like a leisure time. I come on because this is what I enjoy to do. I'm not coming on. Yes, I do want clicks. Yes, I do want likes. Yes, I want to get paid, but I will still do this regardless whether I get paid or not. So you cannot sit there and say, oh, just go ahead and starve them out. Like I sit there and say, I already done passed the test. Okay. I done passed the test. I can pull up my deeds, okay, to my house. And that's real talk. Okay. So, guys, on that note, like I said, I gave them the invitation, told them, look, if you can't sit there and tell it to my face, woman to woman, I gave her the platform. I set down a link. If you guys wanted to come and tell me anything, hey, you are welcome to come on, like I said, but these people are what I call, they are computer thugs. They want to hide behind a computer, as they say, young. I'm 58 years old and I'm proud to be 58. In a couple of more months, in January, I will be 59. Proud to say that. Okay. Like I said, I ain't got time to sit there and hide behind a computer and sit there and spew all that hate. Whatever I say, I can say it to your face. I can say it twice. I don't need to hide behind the computer. Okay. And that's real talk. Okay. So I see, and this is a new name right here. And so she became a phoenix and flew. Hallelujah. My God. My God. Also, my girl, country girl, is back. She was resting. She said, my God, D stayed on this live for 2 whole hours. And when you see my girl, country girl, say another great live, Lady D, everyone enjoy the rest of your evening. Stay safe and God bless you all. And again, guys, like I said, all this right here is for entertainment purpose only. They the one that chose to put their life on display. And just because nobody is taking that beautiful paintbrush and paint roses and flowers and hearts, they calling it what it is, you can't get mad. So on that note, guys, you all be blessed.
And if people say, Monica, how can you laugh at that? Because damn it, it's fun.